Welcome to the Peni Parker Guide. I'm going to be giving you tips, tricks, and a full guide on what I learned while maining Peni Parker all the way up to Grandmaster in Season 0. I'm going to be covering every ability, how to use those abilities to your advantage, positioning, and every counter to Peni Parker that can give you a rough time. By the end of this video, I can assure you will have definitely learned something about Peni Parker and improved something about your gameplay. Even if you don't play her that much, you can learn how to counter her. I'm going to give you as much value and abundant knowledge as I possibly can. Let's get into it. What are Peni's abilities? I'm going to go over this pretty quick because I'm sure you know them. Cyber Web Cluster R2. This has no cooldown and you don't need to reload. You will be getting a movement slowdown while shooting. L2, her Cyber Web Snare. This ability is used to extend your spider drone range, as well as you can stun and web enemies. These can cancel ultimates, and if you're just in the middle of a fight, you can shoot the ground with it and it'll grant you healing over time. Her R1 is Arachno Mine. You have 4 total mines, and these recharge. These mines can be hidden under the spider webs and can take out enemies without their knowledge. These mines have a timer, so if the enemy doesn't run into them, they will disappear over time. Bionic Spider Nest, L1. This is your bread and butter. You want to always be playing within your spider nest. Like I said before, you can extend this net to help the spider drones move around. This drone has 350 HP, and if placed in the correct spot, can be a menace to the other team. Just like any other web, this web is going to grant healing over time, and any extra healing will go up to 800 HP for you. Cyber Bond is Circle. This ability is mostly used to get you out of sticky situations, and helps give Peni the movement she definitely needs. If you stay attached to your cyber web and you move more than 10 meters away, this web will pull you right back and you can constantly go back and forth using this. I don't really use that ability as much. I'm going to think of more ways too, but I usually just mainly use Circle to get out of a sticky situation and run back to my team. Whether I overextended or if we got picked off, I'm using that to get to safety. That's going to be my safety route. That's how I'm going to get away from danger. And her final ability, Wall Crawl. Just hold X to crawl on the wall. This is Peni's most underused and most underrated power. Alright? She can climb walls easily. She can climb over Groot walls. She can climb up and get out of a fight easily. Not many characters can do this. And she can stay on the wall. She doesn't need to be consistently climbing like Black Panther or Venom or Rocket. She can stay on the wall just as Spider-Man can. Now, enough of the abilities. I know you guys know about them. I just had to say what they were so you can understand what I mean by how to effectively use these abilities. So, with R2, just a normal attack, this has no cooldown. You do not have to reload, and you can simply hold the fire button for the entire match. With constant damage output, this is annoying and it will scare your enemy team if you hit 4 to 5 shots on them. It doesn't even need to be in a row, it just needs to be on them. It is a very easy target to hit with your web cluster. It doesn't do too much damage, but enough hits over time can kill a squishy character in about 6 to 7 shots. Ensure you are shooting this as much as possible and do not care about your accuracy. You can hold this down all game and not have to reload ever. Note, when you are shooting, you will get a movement decrease while the cluster is going off. Be mindful, as this makes you an easy target to hit while shooting. Her L2 ability, the Cyber Web Snare. Like I said, you can extend your drone's range. Also, you can stun and wrap up enemies if you are able to hit them. This is a projectile, so you will need to lead your shot. But luckily, this does shoot pretty fast. You won't need to lead your shot as much. This ability can easily shut down ults. I've shut down Cloak and Dagger ults, Peni Parker ults, Mantis ults, Iron Man pulses, Magneto. A lot of ultimates can be canceled from her webbing them up. Be sure to save this cluster for when you need to get out of a situation or you see the enemy is popping an ultimate you can go ahead and web them up, and it drops them back to 50% in their ultimate, and they will be mad. You canceling just one ultimate in a game can change the entire direction on if you're going to win or lose. Now, if you could do this multiple times in a game, you can essentially shut down every single ultimate they try to throw at you guys, if you are lucky enough and you are good enough. Arachno Mines, or R1 ability. These can easily be shot for a very far distance. It is deceiving on where it goes, but once you do learn its actual trajectory, you will be a menace with these mines. I suggest putting them all together, all 4 that you have available, in a single spot, and hide it and conceal it within your web or even on your spider drone nest for extra mine damage. If you put 4 mines in a row, you can easily kill off squishy characters and sometimes finish off tanks. Especially if you put 4 or more drones in your spider web nest, they cannot see them, they will be hit by the spider drones and the actual mines you put down, granting you almost instant kills. I've killed Cloak and Dagger in her ultimate because I had so many mines in one spot and they all just did a whole bunch of burst damage, and it was 1,000 damage all at once. She can't heal that quickly. She only has 250 health. Her bionic spider nest, L1, needs to be placed in a correct spot where the enemy cannot destroy it unless they are standing on your webs. Make them pay for destroying your spider drone. I usually always put my mines exactly on the net, so you have about 10 to 12 mines constantly hitting said character who tries to step on the web and destroy your drone. Keep in mind, you do not want to spam all of your mines all the way around as you go. If you only do 100 damage here and there, it will never hurt the enemy team. But if you put your mines all together, 400 damage takes away half of a tank's health and kills every single DPS or healer, with some exceptions like Wolverine or Mr. Fantastic. But if you get them at the right time with the correct amount of burst damage, you will kill them. You want to place these drones at choke points, walkways, doorways, etc. You want to be able to be the only person in said room, and if any other person tries to come in the room, they will instantly be met with mines and drones, making them pay for pushing you in that building. Penny is all about holding space for your team and giving your team the time and the opportunity to make plays, get some picks, and continue on the team fight. I personally believe Penny is just a big distraction. If used right, you can distract in the right ways, get the right kills at the right time with your mines, and also if you see anyone weak and low health, you can easily cyberweb them and get an assist and or kill to help your team get those picks. Her circle ability, Cyber Bond, is used for Penny's movement. She also has a way to attach and detach herself to these webs. Let's just say you shoot the wall with your L2 ability. You can easily connect to that web and use circle to go ahead and either bounce back and forth or just, pull yourself to said wall. I personally do not like this slingshot mechanism, as it just automatically takes you back to where you're going to go. They know where you're going to go launched back to, so I never use this ability for that reason. I only use it to get myself out of sticky situations and just know, dang, I pushed up too much, I'm going to go web back to my team. Or a Bucky pulled you in and Invisible Woman pulled you in, now you web snared one of them, I'm going to get out of there with my circle. I never use this to keep snapping back and forth. I've only found 1 or 2 good uses of this, but if there are good players on the enemy team, they know you're always going to be snatched back to a specific spot, and you can't do nothing about it. They're going to shoot the web off or just kill you, because then you are locked to that specific spot. They can outposition you, they can get you anywhere. And when you do press off of that slingshot, guess what? You are now a sitting duck. You don't have your circle ability for another 3 to 4 seconds. You're gonna die. Do not use that. At least I don't use it. As I was about halfway finished editing this video, I noticed I didn't talk about the ultimate or the team up. So here we are. Penny's ultimate is... it's the worst ultimate in the game, I would say. I mean, right behind Black Widow's. But if you use it right, it can be used to take advantage and do some pick damage. You can't really get that many kills with it, but I think its main purpose is to push the enemy team back and give your team a lot of positioning while also being super safe within this spider net and web. What I do personally is I just constantly spam the arachno mines, the L2, while having the ult popped. Be sure to have your spider drone there too, because your spider drones that are spawning can also run along the web of your net in your ultimate, on top of all of the mines you're dropping. It'll easily get you some pick kills, and what I do is just try to cover as much of the map as I can with webs, so that all of these mines do the work. You're going to run out of mines and have like 3 to 4 seconds left. From there, I would just hit the spider sweep. This is a knock-up ability. You're not really going to kill much people. It's mainly for like repositioning people and getting good position and taking control of parts of certain maps. If you want a more in-depth guide on how I exactly use the ultimate, just let me know in the comment section. I'll make a specific video on how to use her ultimate effectively. Now, her team up with Venom. It's honestly one of the worst ones, but if used correctly, it can win you a game. The triangle symbiote with Venom is a knockback ability. So, for example, Wolverine tackles you, and he got you in an animation. You could pop triangle, and now it's going to force and push him back. Fortunately, I don't have any footage of this, so you're just going to have to take my word and think about, okay, let's just say there's someone on the point, and you pop your symbiote ability. It's overtime. You just need him to get off to win the game. That symbiote is not counterable. You can only be killed in it. You need to be shot. You can't be webbed. You can't be stunned. Nothing. You can only be damage killed. So you just need him off for that 2 to 3 seconds. You got him off for that 2 to 3 seconds. If you need a little last hit kill, use it for a last hit kill. But I personally just use it to create more space and to knock people back off of or keep people away from a certain area. Like how Groot will put a wall up. I will go to a certain doorway, press triangle, and for the 5 seconds, they can't run through that doorway. All while that is happening, you just charged back up 4 mines. You could throw 4 mines right back there. Now they think it's safe to run through the wall, and they die. What are her counters? Who counters Peni Parker? Now, let's talk about it. Penny is easily countered by multiple heroes, which is why I think people do not like playing her. But if you do know how to play her, you know how to avoid these counters, it's really fun. For example, a Star-Lord, Iron Man, or anyone with flying abilities can easily fly above your spider nest and take it out. Also, shield characters such as, Doctor Strange, Magneto, Hulk, Captain America, they can just easily pop up their shield, walk on your spider nest, and the drones will just hit the shield. That's it. So, all of those mines you put down and that were spawning for that entire time are essentially gone now because the tank of the shield ate it all up and they're still at full health. Yes, they will come back, but the crazy amount of burst damage that you wanted just went directly into their shields. So that's a very easy counter. They can easily shoot your drone, and now you are useless and a sitting duck again. Another counter to Peni Parker is Bucky, which has the pull. He can pull you into the team, and Invisible Woman, which can push or pull you off of your spider nest. You do not get extra healing, and you're an easy target and easily killable because you are such a big target. Like your character is just too big. But how do we counter the counters? I'm going to tell you. For your flying heroes, ensure you place your drone in a very tight spot where they will need to fly next to the wall or ceiling to destroy your drone. Now you can place your mines on the ceiling or on the wall when they will enter next to you and they will be killed. 4 mines will instant kill anybody in the DPS category or healers. If they can't see it, they will be dead. Like I said, if a flying character is going to fly through this doorway, put the mines on the roof and watch them get destroyed. put them on the wall. This is where you need to become creative and strategize on how to use Peni Parker as a tank. I think she's more of a strategist character because she's not really a tank. She can't tank damage for you. But what she can do is give you a lot of information on the map, hold down certain choke points and areas, and also shut down ultimates and just be an ultimate support player for your team. Why she's in the Vanguard class, I don't know, but she's mainly a support player in my eyes. With this being said, you need strategy when playing Peni. You cannot just put your mines and drones in the exact same spot and expect the enemy team to constantly run back to it and run over it. They are not thinking it will kill them on the roof, or next to the walls, or on the statue, or even on the cart. You have to get creative with this, and let me know what all of your favorite mine spots are. You can also put 4 mines on top of the health packs. You can put them behind doors. You can put it right when they spawn in the beginning. This is where you will shine in your creativeness and decision making of putting your mines and drone spots in the correct spots to help give your team value. As for the shield ability counters, it's just really unfortunate if this were to happen. You could have Strange and Magneto both push you at the exact same time. Both of their shields essentially shut down Peni in this situation. I would instantly destroy my drone, L1, before it takes any more damage so it doesn't have a longer cooldown. I would also web snare and stun an enemy to allow myself to use my circle ability to get out of there. Yes, you can stand on your mines and try to make that fight, but you're not really a tank and you can't take on 2 tanks at once. You can barely take on 1 tank at once. You need a little bit of help. There is no real counter for this. You're just going to need to outplay them, make sure they do not kill you, get your drone back in time, web back to your teammates, and find another good spot for your drone. If you have to keep going back and keep, running away from the fight, that's fine. Your life is valuable as Peni. Be sure you stay alive and always fight on that spider nest. Another good tip I have is if you constantly spam your mines, you can't use them in a dire situation. What I mean by this is, let's just say Bucky pulls you in or Invisible Girl pulls you in. You have 4 mines if you saved them. You could shoot all 4 mines on the ground or next to the fucking character you're shooting or killing, web snare them, and now they are dead. Yes, you might die too, but at least you got a trade or a pick during this time because you are strategizing and using her abilities and knowing what your counters are and how to counter said counters. Now that leads us to what are the best maps and modes to use for Peni. The best game mode, hands down, is Convoy or the Cart Convergence on defense. They will have to push into your mines to get to your objective. This is where Peni will shine the absolute most. You'll get the most amount of kills and do the most value for your team. You can absolutely shut down the entire left side of the map, right side of the map, or even stay on top of the cart and not let them go anywhere. Her worst mode is probably the opposite end, Convergence on offense, because no one's going to push into your backline if they see Peni mines. They're just going to sit and wait for you to push them because we have to be the ones to push the cart. So on offense, I really don't think she's too great of a hero. She can't put too much value on her team. Not that she's useless, but I could just see you can get way more value playing Thor, Doctor Strange, or any other tank for that matter, while playing offense or escorting the cart in Convergence or Convoy. The best maps for Peni are going to be enclosed maps that do not have a lot of space for flying characters, or that have a lot of rooms and doorways so that you can lock down that said room or doorway. They won't be able to kill your spider drone without having to step on to all of your mines. There are some maps in Domination that you can get away with Peni Parker, but usually in Domination, it's a very open area on the Domination capture point. So playing Peni is a little bit harder than usual. You can still do it. You can still strategize around it. But like I said, you will find more value playing other tanks when you reach these higher ranks. If you're playing just quick match and low ranks, you're going to destroy with Peni. Most people don't know how to destroy the drones. Most people don't know how to counter her. So you could do that, but like I said, as higher ranked players know how to exactly counter her, and now you do too after watching this video, it's all about how you can play around these counters, get a couple picks, and help your team make plays. You are not there to kill. You are not there to be the star of the show. You are there to aid and support your team by giving them as much value in space, by cutting off space for the enemy team to, reach the point. Safe space for any other teammates for them to run onto the mines so that they can save their lives and then I can take off that kill. Web snares by web snaring multiple ultimates so that your team doesn't die. In my personal experience of playing ranked with Peni, this is what I have been encountered by the most and what's pissed me off the most and what I've learned while playing Peni. Now, after making this video, I have learned a lot more and thinking of different strategies where I could place my drone nest down to play better on domination maps and even play better while defending on convoy. I will say Peni is situational. If you are playing against really good players and if they know how to counter Peni, they are going to destroy you if they are running the right heroes. You could do nothing about it. Also, the map is very situational as well. You can take advantage of certain parts of maps that only have doorways or walkways, but make sure you switch when it is more open areas. She's very useful at shutting down ultimates if you can get there in time and taking up as much space for your team. No one wants to walk on Peni's mines, so if you hold down chokes at a very good positioning on the map, you can help your team come forward without any difficulty, without any kills or picks, and that is huge value for Peni. If the map already doesn't have room, even better. Your mines can do more work. But if you are on the open map, I would highly suggest you not playing Peni Parker. It is just too hard to get as much value as you would rather playing a different tank or even just playing a DPS. Peni Parker is the most slept on and overhated character heroes in Marvel Rivals. I personally think she's like a Spider-Man or a Wolverine, or even like a Black Panther. You need to be really, really, really good with her for you to even do anything for the team to give it value. But once you do get really good with her, she is almost impossible to counter and annoying if supported correctly. She's one of my favorite tanks and heroes to play with. Once you really understand her kit and how to use your drones, mines, and webs to your advantage, you can easily outplay enemy teams and players, making the game a very fun experience. Notice, I didn't give you exact tips or spots on where to put the mines or how to use Peni exactly. I simply gave you the mindset on how to use her abilities to the maximum potential based on everyone who counters her and how to use her abilities to its maximum potential. It is now your job to make those decisions in the game on where to put your mines, where to put your drones, how to use your webs, at what time to use your webs to give your team the ultimate advantage to win. But remember, it is about objective. Yes, you are a tank. Be sure you are helping and playing near the objective. If you're going to choke off and put your spider nest anywhere, make sure it's near the point. Don't allow people to come into the objective so easily. How you do this is up to you, and the more you play Peni, the more you can see the opportunities arise for you can help your team get picks, shut off points of the map, or even just be on the objective. I truly hope this video helped you out. I hope you learned something and you got better. I learned a lot about where I should place my drones and how I should use my webs, and I could possibly run Peni on domination again by using a different method. If I never made this video, I would have never thought of that method, and I would have never gotten here. Drop a like, comment down below what you didn't know about Peni or anything that I personally missed. It truly does help the algorithm push the video to more people. I want to thank you once again for joining the Abundance crew, and until the next one, get 1% better as always. I'm the Abundant One. Paddle thumbs out.
Hey, you subscribed. Does it feel good?